Thank you, Clay, and once again to all of the Rotarians who are here today and all of our guests. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Nixon Center for Performing and Visual Arts and today's Newnan Rotary Club meeting, and most of all, welcome to the 2025 Coweta County Star Student and Teacher Program. Special note of thanks to the Nixon Center staff and volunteers within the club who have set this up here at the Black Box Theater at Nixon. It's a wonderful job that y'all have done, and we greatly appreciate having this all set out for us and making this special for us. Our community here in Coweta County has a long tradition of supporting schools and valuing academic opportunity and excellence. The Newnan Rotary Club support for local education is one of our most important missions. That includes the Rotary Club and Scholarship, awarded every year in Coweta County high schools, and our sponsorship of several educational programs that are important to us and we think are important to our community every year, this being one of them. The local Student Teacher Achievement Recognition Program, or STAR program, those programs like this one are held throughout the state of Georgia every year to recognize outstanding high school seniors and the teachers who have been most instrumental in their academic development. For well over 60 years, the STAR student program has recognized tens of thousands of students in Georgia, tens of thousands of high-achieving Georgia high school seniors and their chosen STAR teachers. Here in Coweta County, the Newnan Rotary Club has sponsored this program for many years. Today, we're going to hear from our 2025 STAR students, all from these 6 schools. Our club appreciates the opportunity to honor to their academic success, as well as their STAR teachers, their parents and family members, and school administrators who are here. I'd like to have each of the tables introduce those. And we're going to start with the Heritage School, and I'm going to turn to Head of School, Kristen Skelly. If you would introduce your guests at the table, please, ma'am.
Kristen Scally, I'm the head of school at the Heritage School, and I am so proud to introduce our STAR student, Gavin Miles, and his parents, Dr. Sean and Tara Miles, and our STAR teacher, Dorothy Rich, and our college counselor, Kaylin Brandenburg.
Next, we're going to turn to East Coweta High School. Principal Steve Allen, if you would introduce your guests.
Friends, Gabriel Lyons, our STAR student, and is already published on Amazon, already published his first book, and Zenobia Linus and Mike Linus. And this is Emma Shelby. She is the counselor of Gabriel.
Central Christian School, Head of School Kimberly Jones, if you would introduce the guests at your table, please.
Kristen Ferry as our STAR student this year, and our STAR teacher is Kelsey Kreisel. Joining us today are Tom and Michelle Ferry. Thank you so much for having us.
Northgate High School, Principal Ashley Wilkes, if you would introduce your guests, please.
It's Dr. Ashley Wilkes at Northgate High School. I'm joined by our STAR student Alexis Wingenbach and her parents Mandy and Ryan. Also, Julie Van Zant is her STAR teacher, and then our STAR counselor, Dr. Alicia Ramsey. Thank you for having us.
Trinity Christian School, Head Counselor Brian Foreman, if you would introduce your guests, please.
I'm the head counselor at Trinity. I'm here with Karen Brandon, our academic advisor, and Blake Bass, assistant head of school. We're here with our STAR student, Alen Lawson, and our STAR teacher, Christy Cloth. Along with Alen is Ansley, Brother Thomaso, parents, Dr. Eileen and Anthony, and grandparents, Elaine and Jack Turner.
In high school, Principal Jamal Kemp, if you would introduce your guests here today.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Jamal Kemp. I'm proud to announce our STAR student, Mr. Aiden Crawford, accompanied by his parents, Ms. Karen and Mr. Brian Crawford. I also have band director, STAR teacher, Dr. Joshua Boyd, and his counselor, Ms. Amber Haywood. Thank you.
And then I'm also going to look right across the room. We have several Board of Education members. I'm going to call on fellow Rotarian Superintendent Evan Horton of the Coweta County School System. If you wouldn't mind, introduce our Board of Education members and guests today.
Thanks, Dean. Good afternoon, everybody. This afternoon we have Board Member Andrew Copeland, Larry Robertson, Mr. Frank Farmer, Ms. Beth Barnett, Ms. Amy Dees, and then we also have Susan Mullins, whose classroom I floated into my first year at Noonan High. Thanks for having us. And Rob. I had him confused because he sat at another table as he should with his parents, but Rob, you both.
Dr. Horton, I'm glad you introduced Susan Mullins. I'm going to ask her to come up for just a moment, if you wouldn't mind. A lot of people put this program on statewide, not just at the local level, but at the regional and ultimately the state STAR level as well. And the Professional Association of Georgia Educators is one of those. They were selected in 1994 by the Georgia Chamber of Commerce to coordinate the statewide STAR program in association with the Chamber and the Department of Education. Susan Mullins, among others, locally represents Page and is going to speak for just a moment. Dr. Mullins, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Page, I'm very glad to be here. I'm the Region 3B star of the CHAIR program, and I want to tell you just a little bit about Page and the STAR program. Page was established in 1975 to offer all Georgia educators an independent, nonpartisan association, free of national affiliation, political endorsements, and positions on non-education issues. And this year, PAGE, the Professional Association of Georgia Educators, celebrates our 50th year of dedicated service. During those years, we've grown to a membership of 93,000 educators across the state. Our STAR program, we're very proud to be part of that because our motto is, kids are our business. So in offering support for our teachers, we can't forget that we must support our students and we must offer programs for them. The STAR program, when turned over to us, grew a lot because our state was growing during that time. We now have 10 regions, and I represent Region 3B, which is a 10-county area. Those counties include Butts, Clayton, Coweta, Douglas, Fayette, Henry, Lamar, Pike, Rockdale, Spalding. What that means is the winners today will go to the next phase of competition, which will be held March 4th, right here at the center. Coweta Schools is our facilities partner, and we hold the event here on that date. The winner of that event qualifies for the state competition. So up until the end of the Region 3B competition, everything has been based on SAT scores and being in the top 10% or top 10 of your class. At that point in time, the winners from the region will compete at the state in April, and in April it will be through interview process, talking to the students, finding out about what they have done, and their SAT scores got them there, but they win on their own from that point. Last year we awarded a $10,000 scholarship to the state winner, $4,500 to his or her teacher, and then the runners-up also got $5,000 cash awards. So we appreciate everything everyone does in the state, and we appreciate you being here. And at the end of the program, I'm going to say that if you're named as the winners of the county, I'm going to need to see you for a minute so I can get you ready for the next level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan Mullins. Thank you to Paige. As I was saying a little bit earlier, Georgia Star Student is held every year to recognize outstanding high school seniors and the teachers who have been most influential in their academic development and indeed their lives. Our club has had the privilege, I think, for about a little over 15 years now to sponsor this program locally. Every year with the STAR program, a top academic senior in every participating Georgia high school is named the STAR student for that school. And to obtain the STAR nomination, as Dr. Mullins was saying just a moment ago, students have to have the highest score in one sitting on the Scholastic Assessment Test, the SAT, taken through the November test date of their senior year. They must also be in the top 10% or top 10 students of their class based on grade point average. Then, every star chooses the teacher who's had the greatest influence on his or her academic career as their star teacher. And we'll look forward now to hearing from each one of them. I'm going to start in just a moment with East Coweta High School. I'd like each one of you, as I call you, to please come forward as I introduce you by school. If our star teachers would come up first, please, or both come up together, but if our star teachers would speak first and introduce your star student, and then if the star student would tell us a little bit about themselves, why you chose your star teacher to be your star teacher. I'm going to start with East Coweta High School star student Gabriel Lianis and star teacher Eric Prince, teaches AP US History at East Coweta.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all the recipients. As Gabriel can attest, I have a tendency to go off script, so I'm sticking to the script today. When I found out that Gabriel had chosen me for this honor, I was first, quite floored, but then I started reflecting on my time in the classroom, and here's some of the numbers I came up with. I have taught 2,463 students. Of that number, 1,005 were AP students, and out of that number, 775 were AP US History students, of which I taught Gabriel. Now, from those students, 246 earned an A in one of those classes, but only two students out of all of them did so with a 99 percentile. And just to save the suspense, yes, he was one of them. In addition to being in the top 1%, which is more likely, or really more like the top 0.5% of all my APUSH students, Gabriel is a founding member of the ECHS Debate Club. He holds leadership positions and memberships in several other honor societies and clubs. He's tutored math for as long as I've known him, runs track, and not only does he do all of this, but somehow he manages it with the time. He does them very well. There are two things, though, that really set Gabriel apart, though. First, there are lots of students who successfully balance a challenging workload and busy extracurricular schedules. While this is highly commendable, it's not necessarily rare. But in my experience with my students, I have had no other student that was able to do all that, do it very well, and write, edit, and self-publish a novel, a dream of mine, which I have yet to be fulfilled. So in that sense, he stands alone, and I stand quite envious. But second, Gabriel knows that he does not know everything. He knows that I don't know everything. He knows a lot. He's quite smart. But he knows that there's always something more, and I think that is the source of his success. His drive, his work ethic to keep pursuing, that's at the heart of it. And so, Gabriel, I am in awe of your accomplishments. Your accolades are very well deserved, and I am grateful for the privilege of having had you as one of my students. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Lianis.
Once again, just want to say thank you to Mr. Prince. For one of my college essays, I was asked to write a short thank you note to someone you have not yet thanked and would like to acknowledge. And I like this prompt because it made me reflect on the numerous people who have helped me in my life so far, both big and small. But you can probably guess who I chose to write mine about. The prompt encouraged me to share it with that person, and I've been looking for the right time to do so. And I realized that now seems only fitting, so here's my thank you note. Dear Mr. Prince, the first day of AP US History, I felt overwhelmed. It was my first time in an AP class, and just glimpsing the syllabus and key concepts made me question why I'd signed up. However, you made the daunting class engaging and inspired your students to support one another. In fact, APUSH became one of my favorite classes because of the community that we built in the classroom. You also crafted assignments that challenged me to think critically and with new perspectives instead of just memorizing, which history classes can sometimes feel like. And you genuinely cared about each of us. I remember when the first test grade made me doubt myself and my academic abilities, but you reassured me that I could handle the challenge, and you lit a lasting fire within me to seek difficulty and continue evolving as a student. So what started as an intimidating class became a truly memorable experience that shaped me both as a student and as an individual, and I'm grateful your support didn't end there. Despite transitioning into a new position and your stacked schedule, you sponsored Debate Club and helped us found it, allowing me and the other officers to turn our idea into the thriving community it is today. As a sponsor, you've guided us when needed, but also given us the freedom to stumble and grow into resilient leaders. And apart from just academic, you also celebrated when I reached what I feel is my greatest accomplishment so far, publishing my own novel in my junior year of high school. You followed my progress in writing The Mad King, which is the title of the book, and encouraged me to see my dream through until I had a book in my hands. You were one of the first to buy a copy, and I'm thankful you appreciated the year and a half of hard work that went into creating it. And now looking back, you've continually been a mentor for me throughout high school and helped me live to my fullest potential. From supporting me in class to sponsoring debate club to promoting my book. As I look now to my college journey, I'm unsure where my path leads, but I know to trust myself as you taught me. Whether as an author, computer scientist, businessman, all of the above, or none of the above, I trust everything will work itself out in the end, and I'll find my path. I trust that I'll be successful in whichever field I end up choosing and will be able to support others, as you have me, in the process. So let me end by saying, thank you for believing in me, Mr. Prince, and I hope to make you proud as I go forward into what I know will be fulfilling college years and then beyond. Thank you for everything.
Congratulations to East Coweta High School. Next, we're going to turn to Central Christian School, hear from their star student, Tristan Ferry, introduced by his star teacher, Kelsey Kreisel, who teaches economics.
Hi, everyone. I am Kelsey Kreisel. I teach economics and high school history at Central Christian School. I've had the honor of being able to teach Tristan a little bit last year and this entire school year so far. He is an outstanding student. He is always incredibly hardworking. He is incredibly committed, and he creates a sense of family within his class. He is friends with everyone and is always there and ready to go the moment that you need him. Anything that you assign, anything, in the classroom, outside of the classroom, he is 100% committed. One of my favorite things that we were able to do in class this year is project-based learning, and giving them the opportunity to create their own businesses or, create their own companies and see where they could take that, whether it was working with a business partner or working alone. He poured his entire self into it and has truly grown leaps and bounds from the beginning of the year. And I know that he is destined for great things, and I cannot wait to see where his next steps take him. So, Tristan Ferry.
Good afternoon. My name is Tristan Ferry, and I am honored to be this year's star student from Central Christian. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club, my family, and my school for this recognition. I had the privilege of selecting Ms. Kreisel as my star teacher. She not only pushed me academically, but also encouraged me to tap into my creativity and apply critical thinking to various projects. One memory that stands out was during our economics class. My business partner and I decided to start a go-kart restoration company and actually purchase a go-kart and try and restore it. Throughout the process, we faced numerous mechanical challenges that required both innovation and problem solving. While we didn't have the experience to tackle the 40-year-old engine on it, we successfully engineered a new brake system and made several other modifications. Ms. Kreisel played a key role in helping us apply our creativity and complete the project to the best of our abilities. One of my favorite things to do is watch Formula One with my dad on the weekends. Formula One has inspired me to study mechanical engineering in hopes of eventually being involved as an engineer for a race team. As for now, I'm unsure what university I will attend, but my hope is the University of Georgia, but I do have various backup colleges to choose from. At Central, I'm a member at Beta Club and the Chick-fil-A Leadership Program. I'm so grateful to be here today and for all the support I have received from my family and Central and friends. I look forward to the future and hope to make the best of the opportunities ahead. Thank you.
Congratulations, Central Christian. Next, we're going to turn to the Heritage School, and we'll hear from star student Gavin Miles and his star teacher, Dorothy Rich, who, by the way, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Rich, you're familiar to many people in this room, but also from this program. I believe this is your third time as a star teacher. Is it 5 times? I'm so sorry. I can't. 5 times, y'all. Congratulations on that. Please, if you could, Gavin Miles and star teacher Dorothy Rich.
This one was one of my students. What an outstanding group of young people. It makes us all excited for the future, doesn't it? I want to tell you a little bit about one of my favorite students, Gavin Miles. Gavin is a community servant, an avid tennis player, an Eagle Scout, and a top student. Outside the classroom, he has been active on our campus, picking up the efforts of the National Honor Society Coat Drive and Book Drive, and the Environmental Class Recycling Program. He is the one who organizes and gets the job done. Gavin is not satisfied with things done halfway. He takes it upon himself to improve the situations around him. Gavin is sometimes the first student I think of when I'm up early in the morning planning my lessons. Will I be prepared to sufficiently answer his questions? Will the material challenge him enough? Am I offering not just the facts, but the reasoning behind the math? Gavin comes to mind because his enthusiasm for learning pushes me continually to raise the bar as an educator. In class, if I have not sufficiently explained something, I just see Gavin's face, and he kind of has one of these. One of those looks that I know, okay, let me rethink, because if Gavin isn't quite sure what I'm saying, then nobody knows what's going on. Over the course of the 4 upper-level classes that I have had the privilege of teaching Gavin, his class as a whole has been one of the strongest groups I've encountered in my 34 years of teaching. They challenge and inspire each other every day, and Gavin is a key figure in this dynamic. His curiosity drives the class forward, and they kind of know that they're my favorite class. He is quick to jump to the board and explain his reasoning to his classmates. He does not easily back down, but he is gracious to listen to what others have to say. Gavin has also made a significant impact through his Eagle Scout project, where he designed and built flower beds and a water filtration system at a local school. He has been dedicated to scouting for many years, and this final project reflected his commitment to that. I was glad this year Gavin was able to take AP Physics C along with all of his math and use his calculus beyond our classroom. Gavin has a love of learning across topics. He loves history, math, science, and I have no doubt he will have great success in what he pursues. I'm so excited to what the future will bring to him, and I'm honored to introduce him to you.
Hi, I'm Gavin Miles, and I've been going to Heritage for almost all my life, actually. And there I play Line 1 singles tennis. I run NHS as its president. And in the future, I'm hoping to major in business or economics, probably at Georgia Tech. So at school, I'm interested in a lot of subjects, like Ms. Rich said. And I can't say I have a favorite or least favorite. But without Ms. Rich, I would say that I would have had a least favorite, which would be math. Ms. Rich has taught me that just being good at math isn't really enough. You gotta love it to really enjoy the class and just succeed in general. In the 3 years she's taught me, and 4 classes by the time I graduate, she's taught me not just the numbers behind the math, but the rules and the reasons and how it governs just the world in general. And because of this, I was able to improve my math skills further than I even thought. So thanks, Ms. Rich, for giving me the opportunity to learn this much.
Congratulations to the Heritage School. Next, we're going to turn to Northgate High School, and we'll hear from STAR student Alexis Wingenbach and her STAR teacher, Julie Van Sant, who teaches AP Statistics and Advanced Algebra.
Hi, I'm Julie Van Sant, and I don't like to talk in front of adults ever. But I have so much to tell you about her. Alexis is phenomenal. Like see, here I go. She was in my 10th grade advanced algebra 2 STEM class. There was like 17 kids in the whole class. So we were a small class, which is kind of uncommon at Northgate. And at first, I didn't even think she'd like me very much. She would sit quietly, and like, we had a fun class, and throughout the time, I learned that, she learned, I didn't teach her as much. She learned she could do it all on her own without me, but it pushed me, just like many of these teachers, to do more to make sure I'm explaining all the concepts to help her out later on. Not that she needed it. So as the years passed, I got to teach her again in AP Statistics, which, if you know AP Statistics, some people hate it and some people love it. It's more a real life class, but then we only had 10 kids in the class. So we went from 17 to 10 at Northgate High School, and the small class was so much fun because I got to get to know her better. She is a runner for cross country and for track, and she's placed 4th in the state. And I've always told her it doesn't matter what she placed, she is still number 1 in my heart. Because I've always joked with her, I'm like, well, you're still number 1 no matter what. So, but she juggles a large schedule, and I can't imagine how I couldn't have done it, gotten this far, doing so much stuff, and to be valedictorian of our school. Her dedication to her academics is unparalleled, and she has achieved the title of valedictorian for us, and that has just made me happy because she deserves it, and she works really hard for everything that she's done. I'm so incredibly proud of her and have no doubt that no matter what she goes through, she will face every challenge and she will be able to overcome it. And she will be able to pressure through. No matter what school that she goes to, she has the ability to figure out what she needs to do. So I'm nervous, I'm so sorry. Her journey is just a testament to me, and I try to be a better teacher for students like her. Alexis Wingenbach.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Wingenbach, and I'd like to start by thanking the Rotary Club for hosting us today. This is a really nice gathering, so thank you guys. So about Miss Van Sant, I met her in my sophomore year of high school. She taught me Algebra 2, and it was a very small class, as she said. But no matter what, she was always there every day, and she is so positive and so engaging. You'd walk in, and she'd have a big smile on her face, and she'd have a joke for you or a story, and it really just made every day was so engaging. And I don't know, I just loved having her. And so when I saw that AP Stats was open last year, I got to go back and take her class again, and she did the same. Yeah, I think. Oh, there we go. When we went to AP Stats, she was just as good, if not a better teacher. She made sure that we knew just the basics, and then she was able to show us how to apply that, which is such an important thing to do in AP Stats. And every day beyond the classroom, she was there anyways, too. When I couldn't drive and I got to school early, her door was always open for me to chat. And then, at lunch, Northgate High School got rid of our forks. We had regular forks. And we went to sporks, which was very horrible for me. But she provided me with forks, which really made my year this year. And you know what? She has really just fostered my love for math, and I am so glad to say that I had her as a teacher for 2 years here. So yeah, let's give it up for Miss Van Sant.
Thank you, and congratulations to Northgate High School. Next, we're going to turn to Trinity Christian School and hear from their star student, Helene Lawson, and introduced by her star teacher, Christy Faircloth, teaches AP Biology.
Hello, my name is Christy Faircloth, and I have the honor today to introduce Ellen Lawson from Trinity Christian School. Ellen is deeply committed to her friends, her family, her schooling, competitive Irish dance, but most of all, her faith in God. She has quite the list of impressive accomplishments, but to really get to know this young lady, we cannot look at her accomplishments, but rather who she is. When I think of Ellen, the word excellence comes to mind. To quote Wilfred Graves, excellence means being outstanding or extremely good at something. It involves superior performance and achievement. For Ellen, excellence goes deeper. It means being the best she can be with God's help, doing everything with care, skill, and honesty. For Ellen, excellence is a journey, not a destination. It's about growing, learning, and striving to improve. It's also about character, choosing to do what is right even when no one is watching. Ellen, I've watched you grow over the last 4 years and could not be more proud of you. As a freshman, you were finding your way, soaking it all in like a sponge, and today you are full. You are over full, if you will, of what high school has to offer. In the last few weeks specifically, I have seen you pour into others, gently nudging them to be better. I can officially say you are ready for the next chapter, and I am so proud of you, my friend. So without further ado, let me introduce the lovely Ellen Lawson.
Let me just get my notes pulled up. Okay. Can I move this? Sorry, guys. I'm only 5'1", so. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Ellen Lawson, and as I said, I'm from Trinity Christian School. I have been going there for almost 8 years, I want to say, since I was about 11. And yeah, Miss Faircloth has honestly just been like a true inspiration for me. So I started off in freshman year. I was just a little 14-year-old, you know. I think I was 4'8", like it was crazy, guys. And I was in her honors biology class, and that's really what introduced me to a love of biology. She made sure that she explained everything in depth, but she didn't leave us all behind. She made sure we truly grasped it. And whenever we had questions, she would encourage us to do our independent research, always willing to share in the joy of the discovery whenever we came back with answers. I remember so many times I would ask her questions, and I would be like, oh, Miss Faircloth, you know, well, how does the DNA sequencing work here? Like, how does the mRNA transfer through to the nucleus, from the nucleus to the cytoplasm? And she'd be like, oh, ask me in AP Bio. You don't need to learn that now. Well, now I'm in AP Bio, and now Miss Faircloth has once again shown me just how much I can learn by digging into this, you know, all the research people have in this amazing world God created. Not only this, but I have gotten to know Ms. Faircloth better through our school's discipleship group program, in which she has been the leader for my group for 4 years. And she has honestly just been an inspiration of what it means to have strength in both the joyful times and in the hard times. So thank you, Ms. Faircloth. I plan to go to the University of Georgia with a major in biology. I have been a competitive Irish dancer for almost 10 years and actually placed 36th in the North American Irish Dance Championships in my age group just this past summer. I love doing arts and crafts with my twin sister. Shout out to Ansley, she's in the crowd. I love hanging out with my little brother Tommaso, he's in there too. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to my grandparents, my parents, and all of my friends who have always been such a support and a love to me. Thank you to the Rotary Club for hosting this, for Paige Starr for the opportunity, for the tech team. I see you back there. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, Ellen, and congratulations to Trinity Christian School. And then our last school today, we'll turn to my alma mater, Noonan High School, where we have, we'll hear from star student Aiden Crawford and his star teacher, Josh Boyd, who is your second year, and not just your second year in a row, if I remember right, that you're a star teacher. Please come forward and let us hear from you today.
my wife makes me have a script so that I do not talk long-winded, because I have been informed by my band students that often I give 20-minute speeches, and the counselors reminded me that today was not the time for that. So I'll keep straight to the script. Good afternoon, Rotary Club members, board members, administrators, parents, and some amazing students. It's truly an honor to stand before you today to introduce Newnan High School's star student, Aiden. Now, when you're in a room like this full of highly accomplished, intelligent individuals, it's safe to say that academic excellence is a given, and being named star student is already a remarkable achievement, one that reflects years of hard work, dedication, and an extraordinary mind. But if you think that a high test score is what makes Aiden remarkable, then you don't know the Aiden that I know. What sets Aiden apart is not just his intelligence, but the kind of person that he is. In a world that often celebrates the loudest voices in the room, Aiden leads with a quiet strength. He is diligent, thoughtful, disciplined, traits that don't always make the headlines, but maybe our country would be better if they did. His leadership is not about demanding attention, but instead about how can he lift others up. I've seen him help his classmates not because he has to, but because he truly wants them to succeed. That's just who Aiden is. Aiden is one of the hardest working individuals that I have ever met. He's the kind of student who doesn't settle for good enough. Whether he's in the classroom or extracurriculars, or in the way he just treats others, he pushes himself to be the best and encourages others to do the same. And yet, with all of this brilliance and with all of the talent, what's amazing to me is that Aiden remains so humble. He doesn't walk around in a room expecting recognition. Quite frankly, I would imagine he's standing behind me, quite nervous. But he deserves all of it. He doesn't seek the spotlight, though it will find him anyways. He's the kind of person who, without saying a word, makes the world around him better simply because he's in it. In fact, if our world had more people like Aiden Crawford, it would be a better place. And that is not an exaggeration. I get to celebrate him today, not just for what he's accomplished, but for the kind of person that he is. The kind of person who makes others around him better. He leads with integrity, and he reminds us that true success is not measured just by what we achieve, but how much we can impact the world around us. Aiden, I am beyond proud of you, not just as a teacher, but as someone for the last 4 years has had the privilege of witnessing your journey. It's an honor to be the star teacher that you've chosen, but make no mistake, this honor is for you. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to introduce one of my favorite students, one of Newnan High School's best students, Aiden.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to be here today as the star student for Newnan High School. First, I'd like to thank the Newnan Rotary Club for hosting, the Page Foundation for their consideration, and everyone involved in organizing this event, as well as my family, teachers, and friends who have supported me throughout my journey. When I was given the opportunity to choose a star teacher, there was no question in my mind it had to be Dr. Boyd, my band director. I remember meeting Dr. Boyd when I was in middle school. I was always on the quiet side and nervous about the transition to high school. Dr. Boyd's invitation to join the marching band was welcoming and reassuring that there was a place for me in high school. He not only helped me grow as a musician, but has also been a mentor and a role model throughout high school. Under his leadership, I've learned the value of hard work, perseverance, and teamwork. He has a way of pushing us to be our best while still creating an environment where we feel supported and encouraged. Being part of the band, especially as a section leader in the marching band, has shaped who I am today, and I truly appreciate all the lessons, both musical and personal, that Dr. Boyd has taught me. As for me, I'm a senior at Newnan High School, and have been involved in both the concert and marching bands, where I play the euphonium and baritone. I am a member of the National Honor Society and Newnan's History Club. Looking ahead, I plan to attend college in the fall and major in mechanical engineering. I've always been fascinated by how things work, and I hope to one day use that passion to design and build solutions that make a difference in the world. Once again, thank you to everyone who has helped me get to this point, and a special thank you to Dr. Boyd for being such an inspiring teacher and mentor. I'm grateful for this experience and excited for what the future holds.
And congratulations to Noonan High School. We're going to come to the end of our program in a few moments. A couple of things before we do. One, just want to mention to all of our STAR students and teachers, first of all, congratulations to each and every one of you. When our program ends, if you could, please come forward because we want to get your picture. And Dr. Mullins wants to tell you, those of you who have some things coming up about the plans for the next month or so. But I also want to take just a moment and thank once again my fellow Rotarians for putting together and sponsoring this wonderful program every year and this year, and to the Nixon Center for Performing and Visual Arts for this wonderful setting for us today. Thank you so much, Ms. Kathy. And we also have one other announcement that we have to make every year, and that is from among our STAR students, the statewide sponsor each year. We also have the statewide sponsors page and others who identify a STAR student or students who represent Coweta County and stand for region-wide honors at our regional STAR student banquet. We have had ties before. We have never quite had this. This is the first time this has ever happened. We have instead a three-way tie for Coweta County STAR student. I'd like you each to stand and then to come forward as I read your names. But our STAR students are Alexis Wingenbach of Northgate High School, Gavin Miles of the Heritage School, and Gabriel Lianis, East Coweta High School. Congratulations to all three of you. If you would, I'm going to ask you actually to come right down here. And I'm going to ask you each to give us just another moment. We also have our club president here to congratulate you.
Well, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's pushed me hard to figure out why things work, how they work, and how I can use that, and especially Miss Rich for that.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to my parents, thank you to Chief Allen, Dr. Shelnut, thank you to everyone who's helped me along the way, and thank you to God.
I just want to thank my parents, Dr. Wilkes and Ramsey for being here today, and of course Ms. Van Sant for being so awesome for the past couple of years.
And that concludes our program.